If you're feeling like you want to cry every time you fill up your car with gas, you're not alone. We're at just under $5 a gallon here in the DC Metro, according to AAA. And there's been a lot of finger pointing about who's to blame. Some people have criticized America's dependence on foreign oil, saying if President Biden focused on domestic oil production, gas prices would be lower. Meanwhile, others are claiming that the U.S. oil production level is higher under President Biden than under any other president.
Under this president, the country is producing more oil on average than it did during the Bush, Obama, or Trump administrations.
So let's verify. Is oil production higher under the Biden presidency than previous administrations? We spoke with Patrick DeHaan from GasBuddy, Ed Hers, an energy fellow at the University of Houston, Mark Finley from Rice University, and we looked at numbers from the U.S. Energy Information Administration. First and foremost, our experts say presidents don't control oil production.
I have a hard time accepting any presidential comparison because a lot of the time, a president has no control over oil production in this country.
These are the result of independent investment decisions made by privately held companies.
As for data, we found that domestic production reached its highest point ever in early 2020 while President Trump was in office, over 13 million barrels of oil produced a day. But if you compare the oil production average over the course of a presidency, it's technically highest under President Biden. According to EIA statistics, on average, oil production reached just over 11 million barrels a day during the Trump administration, and so far with 14 months of available data, it's 11.2 million barrels a day during the Biden administration. So we can verify that technically these claims are true. But keep in mind, crude oil is only a part of the equation.
The biggest change by far is that the cost of refining, the margins that refiners get for processing crude oil into gasoline has risen very sharply.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff.